Good morning, my front wheel skids. Subscribers, viewers, get out of the way, get off your phone, love. Do you know what? This is a daylight drive from Bethnal Green, Cockney, homeland, to what the fuck that bang was. Back to Kent. Probably see more in the daytime.
A12 continue to serve.
This is Squirty Street we're on at the minute. Leads into the famous Valence Road. We're at the top of the road just before the bridge where Reggie and Ronnie Cray used to have a little house, but they've been knocked down now and they've been built up on self-builds. Pointing it out to you as we go past. On your left at the minute, the traffic lights is the Cornwallis, favourite pub of the family. Lovely Saturday morning, sunny. Quite warm in London. Don't know why everyone's got hats and coats on. And here we go. On your left here is where the Crays used to live. Now it's these modern yellow self-built blocks. On your left here is Dunbridge Street. On the opposite side where my nan used to live. We ain't going down that way though. Just Winchester Street. I think they turned it into Cheshire Street. This is where all the famous black cab companies used to be. There's probably a few in there, but the majority is it's been gentrified. In fact, when they first started doing these arches, because we were driving down by the train, following the train line, a lot of the arches were changed. Now, all the taxi places have their mechanical engineering places, and they wouldn't let us have an arch to do private car mechanics. So that idea went out the window. On your left and right here is the student halls of residence. And at the bottom of that one's a Three Coles Mental Health NHS Trust. Turn back left again because even though the Waz is telling us to go right, we really want to hit the Roman Road so we can get onto the Blackwall Tunnel approach. Let's just go that way. It's not Bethnal Green, it's Stepney and Wapping. All sorts of other places that are out in the sticks. At the minute we're on Cambridge Heath Road with old St John's Church on your right and the old Salmon and Ball on your left opposite. Probably one of the most famous crossroads in London, to be honest with you. On the right as well you've also got the tribute to the Bethnal Green train disaster. Don't know whether you can see that on camera. I'm being a good boy. I'm not fiddling about with the cameras on while I'm recording, just chatting as I'm driving. We're supposed to go that way down a moment, but I'm supposed to chuck a right there, but we'll go the next right down the York Wall. This has all been, a lot of it's been gentrified and it's not got better for gentrification, to be honest with you. It's got overcrowded. There's a York on the left, famous boxing place, and in front of us we've got the church, Our Lady of Assumption. God bless. My mum and dad got married in there. No, this is Sadiq Khan's London. This was a straight road until he put this curved car bunker in. Started sodding about with everything. It was all going swimmingly until the lovely Mayor of London started, or it might have even been Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson and Sadiq Khan have just totally screwed London over, all in the favour of coffers in their own pockets. This is the famous old Ford Road. Ford as in water. Must have been the road to the old Ford, or the Ford, as it was called back in the day, eh? Or was it? I ain't got a fucking clue. Making it up as I'm going along. Suck it all in. This used to be a pub on the corner of the Cricketers. Now it's houses. Good little pub that was. Used to have go over the bridge to the canal. Used to have a little bar on the canal bit, little saloon bar where you could stand in the summer, enjoy watching the rats. You may ask yourself, why didn't I stop at that crossing? Two reasons added to the third reason is that since coming back home, there's not one person. You may see loads of joggers jogging in Victoria Park. I doubt if any of them are born in London. In fact, what I've noticed is that the only people that are born in London are majority of the Bengalis, a few white people, but we're all Cockney first, and religion and politics is way down the list. Gentrification of London, what I've found, has done nothing but cause price hikes, house price hikes. It's fueled political divides between the locals and the people who like to use my old town as a place to stereotype, oh look, this is how they lived back in the day. That sort of people. The people who have never seen council riff-raff in their life. Nah, they tour the town with their Google phones and their Google Maps walking the same streets as us Cockneys, thinking that they're, I don't know what they think, to be honest with you. I'm not part of that brigade. Put them in the comments and the subscriptions what you think, what they've done to your part of London.
Keep up with front.
And why you think. Well, to be honest with you, I reckon some of them should go home and gentrify their own parts of England. Because they never give the locals a chance around here. The only people they'd give a chance to is minorities. Everyone else who was local, who was Cockney for the last, their granddads, their great-granddads, their great-great-grandddads, they've all been disposed of now. They've turned it into this weird, sterile, it's not even fashionable no more. It's absolutely, in fact, it's, you can actually stereotype the shops, the retro shops and everything else, to arty-farty, silly bastards. This is the top of the Roman Road, coming up to the Blackwall, so you'll have your nice little motorway video in a second. We can watch the Chinese girl, can't even handle a bike. In front on the horizon, probably in your top left as we come around this little bit here.
Keep up with front.
See a big red Olympic building that was built for the Olympics. They reclaimed all the land around this way for the Olympics to build Olympic villages, and you can just see the West Ham Stadium in front of me. If you look above the Shell garage, there's the whiteness of the top of the stadium. Gotcha. That's why some idiots actually used to say to me on my football channel, why don't you support West Ham? They're really local. Yep, they are. They're at the top of Old Ford now. Cut across, you know, quite easy. That would have been my local then, where it was originally, Upson Park. But oh, gotcha. Yeah, we only had to go Hackney Road and just do a straight line. We was at Tottenham Hotspur. Now we're at the A12 going out of London, which is seriously screwed over with traffic half the time. I've not told the kids and the wife that I've left coming home. I've actually surprised them. Have a knock at the door. I can sit there. There's nothing like having a shit on your own toilet, is it? And sleeping in your own bed. And having a shower in your own shower. And everything like that. So I'm looking forward to taking wife to do a bit of shopping. And seeing the kids. Not looking forward to this geezer behind me who's got he must be at least 2 foot from the back of my car. thing I don't miss from London is the drivers. In fact, I don't think many of these drivers realise that if you go 2 miles an hour faster, you're not going to get anywhere quicker than when you are sticking to the speed limit. We could talk about Tottenham Hotspur, couldn't we, in a minute? Basuma news. Sonny coming back to the stadium, the big cash grab by Tottenham Hotspur. Gets to this sort of time of year when everyone gets older tickets, corporate tickets. No one wants to travel into London this time, December, Christmas. Get a lot of tourist fans at Christmas, don't you? Something to do. You can either pick Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham or Tottenham and get your little tickets off that website that we all know about. Or is about 8 websites that we all know about at the minute that sell you tickets without even being a member. You don't need a CRN number or nothing. And some of the tickets I found for single people were cheaper than actually online off the Spurs website. It's great, isn't it? Basuma knows he's been sucking on the old balloons again, apparently. Do you know what? You had the Sunny news with someone trying to blackmail him, and then this bird's been paid for photos of Basuma sitting there blowing up his friends' party balloons, pretending that they're nitrous oxide. That's what I actually think has happened. Yeah, I'm really not enjoying the gutter press. At the same time, we've got our own gutter press in Tottenham Hotspur. Mind you, we're trying to change the channel up and not talk about football. I watched the football. I watched a lot of the football games this week. Watched Real Madrid get beat. Barcelona, May 1. Champions League, we're talking. Spurs win. Like we're going through this Thomas Frank rebuild, and it's nice to see that the owners ain't spoke about getting rid of the manager or whatever. of our viewers are Tottenham fans or football fans. What do you think of Thomas Frank? It's not my cup of tea as a manager, but he's what we've got now. And I've enjoyed the last few games. No one enjoys losing, do they? So when you watch a losing game, it's like, oh God, and you have to rewatch it twice. Sometimes I've got to rewatch it twice because I do doom scroll sometimes on X and various other platforms, and they talk a load of old bullshit. If you watch the game a couple of times, it don't make sense what they're saying. It's like they like to parrot each other and echo chamber off each other without realising the first person who started this echo chamber is absolutely talking waffle. They've not looked at it with football players' eyes or any other sort of eyes. Just their own little FIFA football equations in their head. I seem to think that's where a lot of people base their judgments on. A computer game. Either FIFA or that football manager, and they ain't got a fucking clue what they're saying and what they're doing. I did notice that when I was in the YouTube world of Spurs, a lot of them thought they was critics, pundits. And the more and more I watched, the more I realised that them people who claim to be pundits ain't got a clue about playing football. And then they speak like a manager, and the only thing they've ever managed in their life is taking a dump. And it's you sort of realise that, especially when you watch the younger generation, that's what cracks me up. The younger generation, they're like 18 to 30-year-olds, maybe got a job in finance, never played fucking football in their life properly, or maybe their daddies have paid for them to go to a football club, but they've never made it into the world of grassroots football, Hackney Marshes. I think the days of the old football, the days of the old youth clubs and all that, I can remember playing all these clubs that a lot of these famous footballers of 2000s go on about. I can remember playing them on a regular basis, once a week, the old Senrabs and Millwall youths. Maybe we're getting Essex football team down, play them. In fact, I recently watched a Dave Beckham interview where he's talking about one of his old clubs he played for, and I recognise the name. And we even played against, I don't know whether he was playing on the field, but we played against that club once. I'm not going to say the score because it was really proper embarrassing. I think it was like in the 21-0. I can remember it got to about 60-70 minutes. And because I was playing in Weavers Fields with the football team, I don't know whether any of my primary school friends are watching this, who I play football with, but if you remember, I just walked off the pitch and went home. I'd had enough. I was fed up with the teacher, thinking that he was a good manager. I was fed up with the players around me who thought they was the nuts, who have never made it into football. I never see them playing Hackney Marsh football. In fact, I didn't really play football in school until I got to about 17 again, 18, and picked it up again. Started playing for various pub teams, a few Royal Mail teams. Just because, I don't know, football's in your blood, isn't it? That's the first toy I think I got given was a football. Having a Spanish Basque dad helps an awful lot, especially when they play football as well. Probably to a higher level than what I did, but it was nice. Just coming up to the Bexley Heath Town Centre. It's not my cup of tea, Bexley Heath. I think it's a dive. South London. Oh yeah, it's not my cup of tea round here. You can tell where I grew up from the start of the video. Tower blocks, markets, and freewheeling lifestyle of the old-fashioned cockneys. In fact, when I'm back next week, we'll be taking we're doing pedestrian videos of Bethnal Green, East London. Maybe do our own little Jack the Ripper walk with a proper cockney whose great-great-grandfather was alive when Jack the Ripper was around, living in the same streets that he frequented. None of your usual bullshit from people who've never lived in the area, who've never lived in a city. I went to do a pedestrian walk the other day and bumped into 3 guys, and I didn't want to put them on camera because I was actually videoing, and they all tried to catch a fag, and asked me where I come from. And they were surprised that I come from Bethnal Green, and I'm one of the old school lot. Very nice lads, but succumb to the world of drugs is not good, especially in the city London. It spirals out of control. I think if you're not a strong person in London, I think you'd lose yourself. London, they come down to the city of dreams, don't they? And I've often found the Cockney people have got a bit of character. They know how to handle it. They've lived it. They're generations and generations and generations years old. And I think it shocks people. I think it shocks young people when they come to London. I think they lose themselves in this mad world of, oh, look, the shops are open all the time and you can buy anything you want to buy, and you know, the general thing of what they do in London. I think they're naive, that's the word. I think they're naive when people come to London. They're very naive to how it works. With the gentrification of London, I think all that's happened is people have thought, oh, do you know what, we can make a bit of money out of this. And where they've put higher prices and cafes, restaurants, shops. I think what's happened is priced the locals, the proper Cockney locals, out of everything. The only one community you got left of immigrants now is the Bangladeshis. Not a bad community, to be honest with you. It's a shame that the youngsters of that society, of that community-based thing, what they're doing now, have gone very weird. I found it very weird where I was dealing with people I've grown up with and everything else. Now we've got a lot of youth turned into extreme politics, extreme side of life, and the extreme side of life's never any good. You know, whether you're an extreme drug addict, an extreme religious crank, an extreme political crank, constantly churning out the narratives, I don't think it's healthy. But the politicians love it because it divides. The more they divide and divide and divide, the less powerful the community is. Which is a bloody shame. It's coming up to the M25 approach now. It may get a little bit busy. Done their work in London for the morning. They're all pissing off back to the home counties. Myself, I'm just really excited to be going home. Well, going from one home to another home. It was really nice spending time with my dad for a change. I've never actually lived with my father since I was very young. Then I went to live with my nan and granddad, and that was the first time I've lived with my dad for must be a good 40 years. And yeah, the mannerisms are exactly the same between me and my dad. We was fighting over who goes to the loo first. Wanted to even go piss at the same time. Like father, like son. And my mum's home from hospital, my sister's down for the week, or the week, a few days, to do her turn. We're taking turns. Just because the kids and stuff like that. And wow, it's hard work. It's got to be done because family's family. Take the wide one. Let's put this. At the minute, this car is a Nissan Qashqai, 1.3. For you car heads out there, with a 6-speed gearbox in petrol. Motorway driving, I find it better to put it in sports gear. When we're coming up to junctions and getting onto the motorway and slip roads, gives you a little bit of perk. But you can also drive it in eco mode, which is quite good. Excuse me, love. Mate, some people really can't drive on the fucking motorway, can they? Jesus Christ. This is what we've got to put up with. Yeah, alright. motorway driving if everyone's capable of driving on the motorway? You've got so many posh bastards at the minute who seem to think that because they're driving a Mercedes, a Tesla, or high-end BMW, that it gives them experience points and they don't need to drive properly. Don't half wind you up, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm a saint in the car, but fucking hell. You may wonder, you may think to yourself, like Johnny's spent so many times, he's told us in previous videos that he's an ex-criminal, ex-drug addict and ex-this and ex-that. Now I know all the motorways and I'm quite an experienced driver. Been driving since I was 17 in one, I won't say what I used to do sometimes, but very experienced on motorway driving and driving up and down the country, Somersets, even up north. Really don't bother me driving. What I have noticed is cars have got a lot more quicker, and drivers have got a lot more thicker. And it's not a very good mixture. The old London bus, happy birthday. I had them out in London for weddings and in the home counties for weddings. I suppose when Londoners move out, they want to. Can't believe the traffic on the other side of the road, to be honest with you. Wow. Perhaps you've had enough of me waffling on. But you're keeping me company. So thank you for that. This is the M25 going on the other side, going towards Dartford. At Christmas, that road tends to get really busy. People going into the surrounding little towns, getting their presents, visiting relatives, maybe going to Winter Wonderland experiences at various venues and stuff like that. Quite lucky my kids are at that age now where Santa Claus is a myth, and they ask father or mother to buy the presents now. Mind you, I didn't notice the homelessness in Tower Hamlets when I was there. I was quite close with the church up until I was about 18, 19, and constantly going up to Lincoln's Inn Fields with sandwiches, constantly doing my part to feed the homeless and spend a few late nights at the priest's home quarters where they used to regularly knock at the door for a cup of tea and a sandwich. And I see a lot of people like to feed the homeless up the West End of London, because there's a lot of homeless up the West End of London. I've also got family who work in stores in London that sell food, and the homeless just go and help himself now, help themselves to drinks, stuff like that. So I think if you're going to go and feed and help the fully homeless. I think you should do it in smaller towns where, I'd hate to say it, but I think you might have a better class of hobo, better class of homelessness person, one that don't feel the need that he has to steal. Mind you, London it's got an history of criminal activity, hasn't it? From when it first was ever incorporated, Londinium. Wow, I can't believe the traffic going out of Kent onto the M25. I'm using the WAS app, so it's telling me that there's no traffic in front of me for the next couple of miles, which is good. Straight home, we might improvise and drive to the town of Tunbridge first, or Tonbridge as a lot of people call it, just to get a few basic supplies for the soul. Drive across the south side of London than go down this motorway at this minute if I was to go back home to visit and help my parents out. I'm getting quite excited for the summer with regards to documenting a road trip all the way to Spain, and I'm chucking it on YouTube so you can come on holiday with me and see what an everyday normal Cockney fella does on holiday. To the stereotypical going on a 2-week jet to holiday, which I find so unattractive. I don't know why you would want to go and stay in a, I don't know why you would want to go to a foreign country, stay in an hotel eat and sunbathe for 2 weeks when you can places, skylines that you may or may not ever see again, talking to people you may never ever meet again, just generally having a 3 weeks of exploration on holiday. Don't understand package holidays. Does anybody else understand package holidays and why? What I've seen from growing up on package holidays, I seem to think that the classification I could call it is yobbo holidays. A yobbo, what's a yobbo? Someone who drinks to excess and likes to think they're right all the time and just basically a little bit racist. You know, they like to speak Spanish and put an O at the end of everything. You know, soupio, drinkio, quicko. And yeah, I'll shut my mouth because there's no doubt some viewers will like a package holiday. Fair play to you if you like a package holiday, but you don't put an O on the end of everything to speak Spanish, and you don't have to put on a French accent to speak French. It does help though to pronounce words with the French accent. As you can see on the camera, heading into the smaller Kent towns of the world of Kent. Anxiety. The further I get away from London and from my sister and my mum and dad, when my mum's not very well, just come out of hospital. And I've looked at that traffic. If I had to get back into London, oh wow. Thank you, Sadiq Khan. Thank you to all the governments over the last 20 years. Not made it a very nice place to get from A to B. In fact, you've made it like a gladiatorial coliseum of cars. I'd say in the next few years, we're probably going to get a lottery system of cars where you can only drive them on a particular day if you've got a 2 in your registration number. It's just too much. For a small island like Britain, the amount of cars, wow. Changed our mind again when I got to Tunbridge. I was so excited to see the kids and the wife. Sod my vices and the finer things in life. Just want to roll into my wife's arms. One of those 4-person cuddles and a cup of tea, and hopefully no one's ate my black pudding or my sausages in the last few days out of the fridge, so I want a sausage sandwich with Coleman's mustard, some black pudding, hot cup of tea, big shit. I ain't gonna lie, you don't normally get this off other YouTubers, but we'll be honest, do you ever watch any of these YouTubers who are exploring through Afghanistan, Iraq and Lebanon and China and all these other exotic places, and you're wondering, do you know what I wonder sometimes is where they going for a shit, bro? You know, I've got about 20 miles out of town. Watch the Spaniard geezer, the Australian bloke, one who's had all the plastic surgery. You watch him and you think to yourself, yeah mate, he's been out like about 9.5 hours, like where? What has he just got in McDonald's and had a shit? See, these are the places that I'm going to take you. The far-flung corners of all the McDonald's fucking toilets and the service station toilets. I can't wait for the road trip in the summer. I think that'd be my piece de resistance. We do 3 weeks total recording, documenting and having a laugh, and vehicle and pedestrian, obviously, exploration, fucking just a geezer with an iPhone. Having a laugh. I think I may press the stop button in a minute and love you and leave yous. Say thank you for coming on that journey with me from Bethnal Green back to Tunbridge Wells, and record time again. I suppose if you know where you're going, it don't take long. But have a lovely day. Thanks for watching. I don't suppose there's many viewers who actually watch this long right till the end. And if you have done, my heart bleeds for you, because you didn't have to sit there for that long with me. But God bless you. Good health. And please like and subscribe. I should have said it in the middle of the video, but you know what? I'll just keep this real. I don't think about saying things like that. I don't do videos to think to myself, oh, it's to make money out of it. It's to make money out of it. I just think I just do videos that if one person finds interesting, or half a person finds it, how are you going to get half a person, John? You know, if you find it interesting, and that, thanks for bearing with us. I think this was what YouTube was invented for, to be honest with you. It wasn't invented for all this people to play pretend football pundit and pretend to play presenter. Oh look, I've got a pretend little tent show. I'm showing you a new tent each week on the pretense of all the mad editing and everything else. YouTube was invented for this. Just unedited, authentic, in your face video shit. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, brush your hair.